The next step is to test the imported contract summary for any unusual items. So we know from the background information that there should be 2,000 records and that the total of the contract amount should be $13,304,236. With ACL, there's always more than one way to get an answer, so we'll illustrate just one possible option. I'm going to go to Analyze, Statistics, and I'm going to select the contract amount for analysis. I'm going to click on the Output tab and make sure that my output is going to the screen so we can see it, and then I'll click OK. What this tells me is that there's 2,000 records and they all have positive balances. That's good, right? If there was a negative contract amount, that would be very unusual. It also tells me that the total is $13,304,236. So that's another good sign in that the data which we imported agrees with the control total given by our client. I'll click the X to close this screen. Another thing that we know from table number 1 is that each approver can only approve a contract for a certain department unless the approver is WB, who can approve contracts for all departments. So in order to see the relationship between department and approver, I'm going to go to Analyze, Cross-Tabulate, and in this case we have to pick two variables for the analysis. So I'm going to select Department to appear in the rows, and I'm going to select Approver to appear as the columns, and I'm going to subtotal the contract amount. I'll click on the Output tab, and I'll send the output to the screen so that we can see it. Click the OK button, and now what we see is the relationship between departments and approvers. So for example, by looking at this, I can see that AJ only approved transactions for Department A, JJ only approved transactions for Department C, and if I scroll across the screen, you can see that we have the same comparisons for all approvers and departments. So, for example, since PW only approved D, and there are no contracts for departments A, B, and C, I see that there are no unusual relationships. There's other commands under Analyze, such as look for gaps, look for duplicates. You can also use those to test for unusual items.